Alright, what you saying, peeps? If you don't know, you should know. It's boy JD, and I am back once again. As you can see, I'm back in WHQ. Here to give you my 10 favourite DC characters. Now, these are all heroes, not villains, yeah? But there are a few anti-heroes in there. So I'll just to let you guys know. So, I won't waste too much time. Let's crack on with the list, yeah? So, the first one that I like, Red Hood. Formerly, or aka Dick Grayson. He's like a crazy vigilante, sort of like a better version of Batman, I call it, because Batman don't use guns and things like that, whereas Red Hood, he only uses guns. And I love his gunplay. I love like the way how he carries himself and that. And you know, I haven't seen that many of the animated films recently, but the ones that I do remember, I absolutely love. So that's the reason why I like Red Hood. One of my favourite characters as well in Injustice 2, just for the record. So Red Hood, he's the man. Now, this next one, Constantine. Now, the reason why I like Constantine, or John Constantine, is because he reminds me, he comes across as like a character from Devil May Cry, where, you know, he's like a demon hunter kind of guy, where instead of him using swords and guns, he just uses like his knowledge of like how to catch the demons and things like that. Chain smoking guy, you know, carries himself well, again just like Red Hood, and he also has like a kind of a brooding nature to himself, something where, you know, he's quite mysterious, and you want to know what there is like inside of him, but you can't quite like, you know, figure him out a little bit. It's something that I like. There's always that element of mystery in there with him, so that's the reason why I like John Constantine. Now, Cyborg, my next character that I like. One of the reasons why I like him is because he's pretty much, well, his power-wise, he's like probably one of the most powerful characters in the whole DCU, because he was created from the Mother Box, which is basically like DC's version of an Infinity Stone. So he can pretty much integrate with anything technical, and he can also integrate with like any kind of like machinery or weaponry or guns and things like that. He's also incredibly smart. One of the smartest guys, I think, apart from Lex Luthor. Yeah, when it comes to like really smart people in DCU, it's down to Lex Luthor and Cyborg, because they're both like mad geniuses. I think Lex Luthor pretty much inches him a tiny bit due to age and experience and that, but when it comes to like, you know, throwing down hardcore style, you know, with both like flipping metallic arms and things like that, it's gotta be Cyborg. Yo, he's the man. Now, Aquaman, another character that I like, but the thing about him is, you know, as most of you guys know, if you're a DC fan, Aquaman's been getting like dissed for so long over the years, man, so long, and it wasn't until BVS where Jason Momoa came out and sort of like just said, yo, I'm Aquaman from now on, yo, and like, you know, he's pretty much made him cool again. Now, the reason why I didn't like him at first was because he came across as sort of like, well, in the cartoons at least, and sometimes in the comic books, as a sort of underwater version of Thor, which I did not like. I mean, I get like he's a king and that, and supposed to be speak all weakly and things like that, but I just didn't like him, man, because there's too much of that in like other superhero genres, not just DC but Marvel, like a lot of like, you know, regal kind of guys and the way they talk and things like that. So I definitely prefer Jason Momoa's version of Aquaman. So if he was like that version of Aquaman way back when he first came out, not just some like, oh, I'm Aquaman, king of the seas and blah blah, and got all this posh talking voice and that kind of stuff, then I wouldn't really like him. But this Jason Momoa version of Aquaman is the reason why I'm putting him on my list. So not the old school, you know, blonde, short hair, blondie, flipping Aquaman. I'm talking about the new generation of Aquaman. That's the one I'm putting on this list. He's a badass, he's sarcastic, he can be funny at times, and he's just like one of the coolest characters that I've seen for a while, man. So that's the reason why I like him. Next up on my list, Wonder Woman. First of all, I mean, for obvious reasons, Gal Gadot. I mean, she'll get any list that I think of, man. Any kind of list that I can think of, Gal Gadot will be in that list for sure. Now, the reason why I like Wonder Woman is because forget all the the women's like it's strong and powerful women and things like that. Obviously, we get all that because that's the reason why it was so successful in the first place, I believe. Apart from the fact that it was a very good film, well written, well shot, and because of like all the strong, powerful women, empowering women. Can't get my words out now. Taking some main stage on the films and that, all that stuff is good, yeah. But the reason why I like her the most is because she's like the she's the glue that holds the Justice League together. She's the moral compass. She's the one who, she's the cooler head in a hot situation. Whereas like, guys like Batman, Aquaman and things like that would like probably run off into battle straight away. She's the one who will try and find like a more cooler, calmer way to end the destruction. Apart from that, she's just hot as fuck. So you can't go wrong there, man. You cannot go wrong with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. So she's just too beautiful. Right, so my next character on my list, it's got to be Nightwing, who for me is like a DC's version of Daredevil. Not a rip-off, but just a more cooler version of Daredevil. He's got he hasn't got the senses and that, but he's got the speed and the reflexes to beat Daredevil. Although, if you watch a video I did a reaction to for Death Battle, Daredevil did beat Nightwing in a fight. But in terms of like, vigilantism and like, just straight up brawling hand-to-hand combat, I do like to think that Nightwing could beat Daredevil in a fight. But he is, of course, one of my favourites because, in terms of sidekicks and that, because he was like a Batman sidekick, but then he went on to do his own thing, and that's the reason why I do like him as his own person, because he can always look out for himself. He doesn't need Batman or Batgirl or things like that. He can always take on bad guys himself. So I do like Nightwing. The Flash. One of the reasons why I like the Flash is because of all the characters in DCEU, his powers are one of the ones that I would like the most out of everyone else's. I mean, he can always have super strength and things like that, but when it comes to speed, supersonic speed, where you can actually like go through time, and not only that, but like if you read the comics, you can actually like pass through like solid walls and stuff. Like his molecules in his body can like vibrate so fast that he can pass through solid objects. And like if I had that kind of speed, man, okay, now man, oh my god, if I had that kind of speed, you know the amount of shit I'll get up to. Plus, not only that, but I do prefer the DCEU Flash to the Flash from the TV shows. Cause I've seen the TV show and like, I don't know, man. Like the TV show Flash is nowhere near as like entertaining or as what's the word I'm looking for now? More relatable, I could say. I think the DCEU Flash is more relatable for me personally than the TV show Flash. So that's one of the reasons why I like the Flash so much. Now, of course, we'll get into my final three now. Now, this might come as a controversial decision, but I'll kind of say it anyway. So the first one of those, the final three, of course, DC legend, Batman. For so many reasons. I mean, first of all, from the Bruce Wayne standpoint, he's rich and he can fight. And that's pretty much it. He's rich, he can fight, and he's meant to be like a flamboyant playboy thing, If you're talking about which kind of version of Bruce Wayne, I do prefer Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne. Although I will say, credit to Ben Affleck in Batman vs Superman, because he proved every single person wrong, man. Like everyone who, when it was announced that Ben Affleck would play Batman in BVS, damn near every single Batman or every single DC fan was like, nah, fuck it, I don't want him there. Just get him out. He's gonna be shit. But I think because of his portrayal as Daredevil from years ago, that's the reason why people didn't like him that much, and that's the reason why they assumed that Ben Affleck would be shit as Batman because they didn't like him as Daredevil. But when you watch BVS and you see clearly, by a clear mile, Ben Affleck was the best part of BVS for me. The best part of him. Not only because of like as Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, because he didn't use that flipping, the low Batman voice that Bale used, which I didn't like that much. even though I did like Bale as Batman, it's just the voice I didn't like, because Ben Affleck used the voice modulator thing, so that was really cool. And plus, this was the Frank Miller version of Batman who Affleck was playing, so it was a more grizzled, more hench, more visceral Batman. He would most likely kill someone, as opposed to a bit earlier Batman where he wouldn't kill him, he just beat the crap out of you and then make you get arrested and put you in jail. So yeah, obviously for sentimental reasons, the Dark Knight trilogy pretty much put Batman back on the map for me. And I did like Christian Bale's Batman, probably one of the best ever. But it's just the one thing that, it's only like a small thing as well why I didn't like him, which is just the voice itself. I didn't like. I'd rather prefer to have the voice modulator from BVS in the Dark Knight trilogy. I think that would be a lot more better. So that's the reason why I like Batman. Now, controversially, this might be controversial, but number 2 in my list is Shazam. Now, the reason why I'm picking Shazam, this is nothing to do with the movie that's coming out soon, okay? Nothing to do with that at all. I'm basing this decision, on the fact that of everyone in the DCEU, Shazam is the only person who could beat Superman without kryptonite, okay? Lex Luthor needs kryptonite to beat him. Batman tried to use kryptonite to beat him, but I couldn't do it anyway. But Superman is only vulnerable to magic and kryptonite, and Shazam is pretty much just like he's magic, basically, like a wizard or whatever you want to call it, or a shaman, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he uses magic for his powers. And in the comic books, Shazam did beat Superman in a fight one time, and that is like a massive, massive, massive thing for me, being a Superman fan, a big thing for me, and that's the reason why Shazam's in my list. Let's forget about the fact that he's really a kid, and he's still got like he's a kid in an adult's body and things like that. But just the simple fact that he can pretty much match Superman in speed and strength and that, but he also beat him in a fight without kryptonite. That's a massive thing, man, for me. So Shazam is definitely like my number 2 in my list. And of course, it goes without saying who's number 1. Come on now. If you have to guess who's my number 1, then you need to like just leave right now. But it's got to be Superman, Clark Kent, Kal-El. When I was, because I grew up in a house, first of all, I'm more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, because that's what I got introduced to first before Marvel. And the very, very first superhero that I got introduced to, or that I remember getting introduced to, was Superman. And I absolutely loved him, everything about him. He's someone that you can be related to. Got put back on the map with Man of Steel, one of my all-time favourite superhero movies. It's just everything that I would like to be in terms of superhero, like super speed, super strength. He can fly as well, heat vision. I mean, of all the powers, I wish I could have all his powers, basically. And that's another reason why I'm basing my list off like powers and things like that. So Superman, for me, definitely number 1 in my list. And also, not only that, but even though most people think Superman won't kill, he is, he is capable of killing people, as in proven in with Zod in Man of Steel. And not only that, but if you read the Injustice comics, which I'm just about to start soon, because I've not got them downloaded, the Injustice comics as well are like some of the best comics that I've seen in a while, because I've seen a few of the comics before that I've pretty much just like skimmed through them a little bit, because I didn't really read them until I actually got them downloaded. But I know what they're all about because I played the game as well. And the game, I just wish that, with this this whole DCEU thing now, which pretty much like, it almost seemed like it's falling to dust because of Cavill quitting and Ben Affleck quitting, and now it all seems to fall on the shoulders of Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam. So hopefully those 3 films will pretty much keep DCEU alive until we get like Superman sorted out and stuff. But with the if you watch BVS, and Batman has that, obviously has that dream where Superman kills him in his vision, that is based off an Injustice storyline where Superman pretty much is a bad guy, he's a tyrant because Lois Lane's dead. So if you can make an actual film of that, of an Injustice storyline, then I'm all for it, because as good as Superman is as a good guy, he'll be 1,000 times better as a bad guy. So that's just like, oh, please DCEU, Warner Brothers. As much as I hate you still got to like think of that, yeah. Put them in a new film. So that's my kind of top 10 list. Like I said before, when it comes to me in top 10s, I'm very indecisive and I'm always changing my mind, which is why I only like had my top 3 as Superman, Shazam, and Batman. And the rest of the sort of like randomly I can top and change the rest of them, but the top 3 definitely Superman, Shazam, and Batman for me are my 3 best superheroes for DCEU. So coming up next, I will be doing a Marvel kind of top 10 list. So get ready for that. Post comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your top 10 kind of top 10 DCEU heroes are. If you enjoyed my video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you did not, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Peace.